iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racing enthusiasts all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. The car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and racing teams. Our skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly racing series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 200,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Participate in solo races, championship seasons, and hosted in league events with AI Racing. With a rapidly expanding catalog of 70-plus cars and 85-plus tracks from real-world racing series, test your abilities with challenging computer-based competition. Additional partners include IMSA, the World of Outlaws, and Supercars, allowing members to participate in their very own Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, Sebring 12-Hour, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV for what is round number 4 of the American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars. Tonight we come to Rossburg, Ohio, Eldora Speedway for another round of this series. Welcome, race fans. Good evening. My name is Brett Wheeler. Thank you for joining us here on this Friday night, Saturday afternoon here in Australia as we get set. We are qualifying at the moment, and we have got a field of 27 drivers. Make that 28 drivers who are signed into the pit area for tonight to contest a 30-lap main event. 22 of those drivers will make the show. For the other 6, well, they will have to come back in a couple of weeks' time. A reminder, next week, we are off next week, but for now and for tonight, 28 360 winged sprint cars in attendance from all across the globe. Qualifying about to wrap up with, at the moment, it's Scott Thomason with a 13.874. And the first, 23 drivers are separated by less than 0.3 of a second. We've got the final few cars on the racetrack right now, turning a lap time as we get to see heat racing action here in just a few moments' time for what will be 4 heat races on the program. In fact, there might even be 3. It'll be 3 heat races on the program. Clayton Davies jumps to position number 2. We're about to roll into what will be heat race number 1 to bring you live action. There it is. All the wonderful sights and sounds. Qualifying results quickly up on screen before we move into heat racing action. There is your qualifying results. Scott Thomason goes quick time with a 13.875. Clayton Davies, Ashton Miller, Brad Waite, Chase Wolf will make up your top 5. As heat race number 1 will line up like this on the pole position. In car number 6, it'll be Scott Thomason to the outside. The 814, Bradwaite lines up at a position number 2. Position number 3 with the 21 car of John Helms. Position number 4, the 29 of Stephen Fernberg. Position number 5, the 87 of Andy Patton. Position number 6, JP Schneiderer. Position number 7, Craig Pfeiffer. Position number 8, it's Dylan Berg. Position number 9, the 23 of Christopher Schaefer. And position number 10, Sam Millican. 10 cars in heat race number 1. You'll see 10 cars in heat race number 1, 9 cars in heats number 2 and 3 to make up a total of 28 drivers. Lights should go out on the pace truck already once they get onto the racetrack in turn number 1. Top 3 will go straight through to the main event. Everybody else will go through to one of 2 last chance qualifiers known as the B mains. But getting ready for a start here at the Eldora Speedway. Scott Thomason, Brad Waite on the front row. Looks like I believe we might be sitting around one more time, so pace truck will stay on the racing surface. So all 10 cars made the start of heat race number 1. Made it onto the racetrack. Thomason, Waite on the front row. Helms and Fernberg row 2. Patton and Schneiderer row 3. Pfeiffer and Berg in row 4. Schaefer and Millican in row number 5. Heat number 1, American Dirt Series, presented by AJ Custom Creations. 360 wings, sprint cars here at the house at Earl Bill. Eldora Speedway, we are green. And it'll be Scott Thomason to lead down the back straight away for the first time. Brad Waite runs in the runner-up position. John Helms in that third and final transfer position. Meanwhile, Stephen Fernberg, JP Schneiderer go wheel to wheel. Schneiderer into the concrete wall. He'll now cut back down to the inside off turn number 2. Meanwhile, Helms coming after Brad Waite down into turns 3 off for turn number 4. Waite right through the middle. Helms has got the run of the momentum on the top side of the racetrack. Helms will move to the runner-up position. Now JB Schneiderer really quickly coming after the 814 car, and just like that in the space of one lap, Brad Waite goes from the runner-up position to our outside transfer spot in tonight's main event. Meanwhile, Scott Thomason, your race leader, is going to have some company, but we are yellow. Stephen Fernberg in the 29 car. Caught up with the 32 car of Craig Pfeiffer. Fernberg into the wall, Pfeiffer nowhere to go. 23 car of Christopher Schaefer also involved in that one, nowhere to go. And there goes the 29 of Stephen Fernberg back to the pit. Should get some quick running repairs on that 29 car. There you go, nice and fixed up, ready to go back racing here at the Eldora Speedway. Heat race number 1. Round number 4, the American Dirt Series. 360 wing sprint cars presented by A&J Custom Creations. So just a reminder, next week we are off. We'll come back on December 1 at Lanier National Speedway for what will be the half race distance in the series. Then back on December 8 at the Volusia Speedway Park, Lernerville Speedway, December 15th. December 22nd at Williams Grove Speedway, December 29th at Port Royal, and January 5th at the dirt track at Charlotte. So a 10-week series, and this is week number 4. Again, we get ready to let them loose here at Eldora Speedway. Scott Thomason, John Helms on the front row. Chandra and Waite in row 2, Berg, Piper in row 3, then you go back to Patton and Milliken in row 4, row 5, Schaefer and Fernberg. Here we go, back to the green flag, we're back underway here in heat race number 1 of 3. And Thomason again will slide it up to the concrete, in fact have a piece of the concrete wall in the midway point of the back straightaway. Meanwhile, John Helms, slide jump for the race lead. John Helms will lead what is lap number 5. Thomason tries to fight back on the inside of the raceway into turn number 1 and 2. Thomason right through the middle. Helms is good on the exit of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. 4 laps left to run here in heat race number 1. Helms is your race leader. JP Shiner showing some good car speed in that number 5 machine. One of the quickest cars on the racetrack. In fact, turned the fastest lap of the race, and he was the fastest car on the previous lap with a 14.028. Helms gets up on the wheel, pulls the finger out with a 13.980. Meanwhile, Thomason under some pressure right now by the 5 car of JP Charterer. Thomason slides it up, just grabs the cushion, now drives it back down to the bottom of the raceway. Here comes Charterer down to the inside into turn number 1, off for turn number 2. You've got a lap and a half to go. You've raced for the final podium, the final 2 transfer positions. He's on at the moment between Scott Thomason and JP Charterer. Charterer moves his way to position number 2. Thomason just trying to hold on to a transfer spot. He's got the 14 car of Dylan Berg closing in as they work down into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag is out. John Helms will get the win. We'll start on pole. 30 lap main event later on tonight. There it is. Heat race number 1 results about to pop up onto your screen. But it is confirmed with John Helms getting the win over JP Schroeder in 2nd, Scott Thomason 3rd, Dylan Berg 4th, Brad Waite to round out your top 5. Andy Batten, Craig Piper, Christopher Schaefer, Stephen Fernberg and Sam Milliken, your top 10 and your only 10 drivers in heat race number 1. 9 cars getting set to do battle. Here for heat race number 2, we'll see Clayton Davies in the 50 machine to the pole position to the outside of the front row. The 14 Chase Wolf lines up out of position number 2. Position number 3 will be the 57 car of Craig Dundee. He's outside the 47 of Jason Randolph, position number 4. Position number 5 is the 27 car of Chad Griggs to the outside from 6. It's the 81T of Tanner Butler. From position number 7, Ryan Paget will line up the 98 machine to his outside. The 17 of James Haas lines up at a position number 8. And Craig Silby in car number 7 will start from position number 9. Ten laps on the board, heat race number 2. All right, Davies and Wolf. Front row. Dunn and Randolph in row 2. See how rusty the 27 car is of Chad Griggs. We go racing, heat race number 1. Make the heat number 2, as heat number 1 is already in the books. And it's no surprise to see Davies trying to run away from the field down the back straight away. Chase Wolf has now got some company. Jason Randolph and Craig Dunn side by side. Randolph has got the 3rd and final transfer spot. Although Chad Griggs wants to make it a 3-way dance. And now here comes Tanner Butler in the 21T machine. Make that the 81T. Dunn right through the middle of the racetrack. Somewhat getting stuck in the mid-racing line. Just like what Brad Wade happened. Oh, poor old Chad Griggs, Tanner Butler, they come together. We stay green for the moments. Here in heat race number 2. Meanwhile, new race leader Chase Wolf almost had Davies at the line, I think. Oh, Davies into the concrete wall. Now there's your new race leader down the back straightaway. Ryan Paget stopped. Davies is going to get lucky with that one. He'll go back by the 5 car of Chase Wolf. Davies a little bit lucky on that exchange. Chad Griggs in the 27 car. I'm pretty sure that car has certainly seen better days. So lights still on the iRacing.com pace truck. Don't forget the Sean Timmerman Memorial. Thursday, December 21, live right here on Ultimate Dirt TV, live from this very venue. From Eldora Speedway, preliminary action from 7 o'clock Eastern. No entry fees. Everyone welcome to join. 410 wing sprint cars, a 50-lap main event trophy for the main event winner, and the prize for the best Sean Memorial paint. For more information, you can contact David Allen, Discord or social media. If you want to know more, donations, of course, are appreciated. They'll all go to the Timmerman family. Here we go, back to green. Heat race number 2 is back underway. Can Clayton Davies, can he be a little bit better here in the final couple of laps? Oh, final half of this race, although poor roll. Chase Wolf is now on the outside looking in. The man from position number 9 finds himself in the third and final transfer spot. That's the 7 car of Craig Selby. Butler goes to the inside on Wolf. Wolf turns it around the outside now, tries to turn it down to the inside into turn number 3. Slide job there on Craig Selby in the 7 car. Meanwhile, Jason Randolph coming after your race leader down into turn number 1. Selby and Wolf side by side. Wolf has got the run on the outside of the racetrack. Selby now, here he comes back down to the inside. Slide job along with the 57 car of Craig Dunn. 3 cars going to battle it out for that final transfer position. Wolf, Selby and Dunn. Dunn by Selby down the back straight away. Now Craig Dunn coming up to chase Wolf. Selby, double slide job attempt. Can only clear one of them. Dunn goes back by Selby. Selby seen the crossover coming. Oh boy, look out. Almost 3 wide there for that final transfer position. Clayton Davies, heat race number 2. Is only a couple of turns away. Chase Wolf into the wall. That gives Selby an opportunity as they work down into turn number 3. Oh boy, it's on for young and old off turn number 4. Who's it gonna be? Well, we know Clayton Davies will get the win. Jason Randolph home in second. Third at the line is going to be Craig Dunn. Craig Dunn will get that third and final transfer position. There is heat race number 2 results. Clayton Davies, Jason Randolph, Craig Dunn. They lock themselves into the show. Chase Wolf, Craig Selby home in 4th and 5th position. Chad Griggs, Tanner Butler, James Arson, Ryan Paget to round out your 9 cars in heat race number 2. 4th on back, 4th through the 9th will find themselves locked in the last chance qualifier. Heat race number 3, your third and final heat race of the night, will see the Miller Racing number 5 machine of Ashton Miller to the pole position. To the outside of the front row, the finish line, race design, Aces Up Sim Sports, number 24, Josh Whiteman from position number 2. We go back to the second row inside, driving the Nitro Circus, Next Level Racing, Apex, car number 11, from position number 3 is Kenny Hoffman. And to the outside, driving the Toro Media Highline, car number 11, the Dirtco Media House entry, Chad Coate from position number 4. Position number 5, driving the Catalytic Recovery Inferno Motorsports 518 machine of Joseph Grandy to the outside from 6. Driving the Helms Racing, Tim Sims, car number 72X, that's Randy Fritsch. Position number 7 in car 20, that is Jesse Dacus to the outside, the 214 Dirtco Media House entry, Stephen Lindo from position number 8. And from position number 9, driving car number 5 of Graham Nucky. Heat number 3. final heat before we move into what will be last chance qualifier racing. I believe we'll take the top 13, I think it is. Green flag is underway. It's up and away we go. Kenny Hoffman quickly slides into the runner-up position, but not before Josh Whiteman comes backing him down the back straightaway. Whiteman with a slider on Hoffman. So 1, 2, and 3 goes Mueller, Whiteman and Hoffman. Hoffman now going to return the favour on Whiteman in 1 and 2. And now Whiteman says, that's okay. You can throw one. I'll let one over this way. And then I'll expect one into turn number 1. Whiteman had second at the line. And again, here comes Hoffman. He'll slide it up across the nose of the 24 car. But Hoffman put the berries the right rear into the concrete. Chad Coates sees that and he closes in there on the 11 machine. So a pair of 11s going to battle it out for that third and final transfer position. Meanwhile, Randy Fritsch, Joseph Grady, they go side by side down the front straightaway. He's through turn number 1 and 2. And Joseph Grady has got that position now. Grady's found his way to position number 5. Randy Fritsch into the concrete wall. Leader is Ashton Mueller. Chad Coate trying to run down Kenny Hoffman in car number 11. Hoffman's got the third and final transfer spot. 7/10 of a second lead right now for your race leader, Ashton Mueller. And boy, I tell you what, isn't he making it look easy right now? Mueller's got this field and he's actually driving away right now from the 24 car of Josh Whiteman. Hoffman trying to close in. He was up to about 3. It was down to about 3/10 of a second. Goes back out to 4, 5/10 of a second. Through 1 and 2 we go. Grandy now slides his way to the middle of the racetrack into turn number 3 and 4, trying to find a different line, trying to be just a little bit faster than that 11 car just in front of him right now. There's 4th and 5th on screen right now. The 11 car just to the left of your screen. That is Chad Coate in 4th. Meanwhile, right in the center of your screen is the 518 machine, the catalytic recovery 518 car of Joseph Grant. He sits back there in position number 5. We've got a lap and a half to run as we're already down into turn number 3. Off for turn number 4. The white flag flies for Ashton Mueller. But Mueller Racing City Symptography entry will make his way down the back stretch into turn number 3 and turn number 4. And the back tools, Mueller Racing, number 5 machine of Ashton Mueller gets the job done. Too good here in heat race number 3. Josh Whiteman will come home second. Kenny Hoffman will be third. Chad Coate 4th. Then we'll go back to Joseph Grant. You're going to round out your top 5. We take a look at heat number 3 results up on your screen. Ashton Mueller, Josh Whiteman, Kenny Hoffman will be confirmed. Starters in tonight's main event: Coate, Grady, Fritsch, Dacus, Lindo and Nucky. Well, they're off to one of the 2 B mains you've got here on the program. Let's take a look at B main number 1. Your lineup will look like this. Dylan Berg and Chad Coate will make up the first row from positions number 1 and 2. We go back to the second row, inside, outside, and inside from position number 3. It's a 7 car of Craig Silby. To the outside from position number 4, it's the 87 car of Andy Patton. Position number 5, row number 3 to the inside will be the 72 car, that is Randy Fritsch. To the outside from 6, it's the 81T of Tanner Butler. From position number 7 in car number 23, Christopher Schaefer. To his outside from position number 8, it's the 214 entry of Stephen Lindo. Then we go back to your 9th and final starter. It's Ryan Paget in car number 98 from position number 9. To look there at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid as we get ready to take to the racetrack 15 laps, and the top 6 will go through to tonight's main event. So just 3 of these cars in this one will miss out, unfortunately. So this is B main number 1. are ready for a start. The first of two B main, 6 will go on to your 30-lap main event. Green flag is out, and it's a 21-car field in the main event later on tonight. Dylan Berg leads Selby. Now Coate to the outside on Selby down into turn number 3. Selby stuck right through the middle. He'll slide it up across the nose of the 11-car of Chad Coate. As there was a bit of contact, well, Coate comes back at him down into turn number 1. Certainly a bit more contact. Andy Patton in car 87 in 4th to run. That's your top 5 is Randy Fritz. And then you've got a battle on for that 6th and final transfer position between Ryan Paget in the 98 and Christopher Schaefer, car number 23. Paget to the outside. Schaefer caught right through the middle of the racetrack. Tanner Butler, Stephen Lindo, they are on the outside looking in. There's the 81 car of Butler, and there's the 214 car of Lindo to bring up the tail end of the field. Patton now got some company with Paget in the 98 car, looking down to the inside of the racetrack into turn number 3, goes right through the middle, goes the 98 car of Paget. Oh boy, Patton came down the racetrack, nearly come down into the right rear. Paget slides up, leaving one tiny little lane up on the top side of the racetrack there for Andy Patton, as he kept it going nice and straight. Now look out, here comes Christopher Schaefer, Tanner Butler all over the back of Andy Patton in car number 87 down the front straightaway. 6 down, make that 5 down. It'll be 6 down with 9 to run at the completion of this lap. And Dylan Berg is your race leader. Fritz closing in on Chad Coate down the front straightaway. Still trying to keep an eye on this battle for that final transfer position, although Christopher Schaefer gets around the outside of Tanner Butler. Paget slides it up right across the nose and right up to the cushion off turn number 4, right in front of that 87 car of Andy Patton. Again, these 15-lap B mains, when the top 6 will make it into the show. Look out, Coate into the wall. He'll lose only 1 position on that exchange, so I guess he'll take that one for the moment. And Andy Patton would still like an insurance position or 2, because right now he's on the bubble, and that bubble could burst at any minute right now. Christopher Schaefer trying to close in there on the 87 car. Here comes Tanner Butler down to the inside, down into turn number 1, off for turn number 2. We nearly go 3 wide for that final transfer position. Now it's a shade of 3 wide in the middle of turn number 3 and 4. Schaefer just hanging back just a little bit. And now Tanner Butler's looking to slide up. Oh no, he gets into the left rear there of Chad Coate. Furberg and Patton, they're going to make contact. And oh boy, Patton is going to go upside down. We'll go yellow. Just when you thought Schaefer and Patton were going to get out of that one scot-free, after doing a wonderful job of checking up there with Miller getting into the side of Coate, or Butler I should say, getting into the side of Coate. Schaefer and Patton just come together there on the exit of turn number 2, putting Patton upside down in on the entry into turn number 3, but thankfully he was able to drive away back to the pits. And the crew working very quickly to get that number 87 machine fixed up, ready to go. So we're not going green just yet. We'll send them around one more time once we do. And once we go back to racing, we will start lap number 12. So 11 will be complete, so just 4 laps left to run here at Eldora Speedway, the virtual Eldora Speedway. The American Dirt Series 360 Wings Sprint Cars, presented by A&J Custom Creations. We'll see if these top 6 drivers at the moment can hold on to their position. It's getting hot in here. And just for those playing at home, I'm actually going to keep my clothes on. Dylan Berg. Hopefully we're going green. Yes, lights are out. Four to run. 11 officially in the books right now. Back to the green we go. Craig Selby diving down to the inside into turn number 1. Berg's got the momentum on the top side of the racetrack. Off the cushion he comes. Paget in 3rd, Fritz in 4th, Coate in 5th. Butler in 6th position, although Butler's going to quickly move up to position number 5. So he's got that insurance position now coming after Randy Fritsch. Fritsch back to the outside, back around the 81 car. Oh, Butler. Butler trying to make it work on the bottom side in 3 and 4. Probably not the silliest move. Maybe top 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4. These drivers are on the racetrack. They will certainly have a good feel of this one. We'll come to the white flag. 1 lap left to go. Can Chad Code hold on? Look out. No, he can't. Oh, Furberg. In fact, it was Schaefer who got into the back of him, and Stephen Lindo. Because we're on the white flag, the leader was already on the white flag lap. We cannot go yellow. Off for turn number 4, Dylan Berg is victorious. So B-Main number 1 is complete. Results coming up on your screen right now. There it is. Dylan Berg, Ryan Paget, Randy Fritsch, your top 3. Craig Silby, Tanner Butler, your top 5. And getting that all-important 6th and final transfer position was Stephen Lindo. For the likes of Schaefer, Patton and Coate, unfortunately we have to say goodbye to them as we get ready for B-Main number 2. 10 cars taken to the racetrack. And same thing. 15 laps, top 6 will go through. Here is your starting lineup. Position number 1 will be the 14 car, the 14 car of Chase Wolf to the outside of the front row. It's the 814, Brad Waite from position number 2. From position number 3 in car number 518, that is Joseph Grady from 4. Car number 27 of Chad Griggs. Position number 5 of the 32 car of Craig Pfeiffer from 6. The 20 of Jesse Dacus. James Haas in car 17 will line up at a position number 7. Stephen Fernberg in car number 29 from position number 8. Position number 9 with the 5 car of Graham Nucky, and the 83 of Sam Milliken lines up at a position number 10. So we get the Wonder Green signal right now. Thank you, Jeff. We get the Wonder Green signal from Barney the R-Racing flagman, letting us we are ready to do battle in B-Main number 2. See if we can get this one in clean and green. 15 laps to determine the 6 final starters in tonight's main event. Wolf and Waite. Wolf not going to wait. We are underway. Grandy slides up in front of Waite. Pfeiffer 3 wide in the middle of turn number 1 and 2. Here comes now Chad Griggs to the top of the racetrack. 3 wide now, 2 wide, 3 wide, 2 wide. Oh, they're really chopping and changing right now. Griggs has got Grandy in front of him. Pfeiffer and Waite right on the inside of the racetrack. Griggs comes back right through the middle, makes 3 wide. Contact there from Grandy. And now we go 4 wide for a split second in the middle of turn number 3 and 4. Griggs looking to slide up, but not quite sure if he was going to make it stick right through the middle and slide it to the cushion. So he thought better of it and just stuck it right through the middle of the racetrack. Trying to maximise the traction over the rear wheels of that 27 car. Meanwhile, Pfeiffer down to the inside there into turn number 1 and 2 on Waite. Meanwhile, Joseph Grandy, he's got the run and he's got a whole lot of speed and momentum up on the top of the racetrack. Although Chase Wolf, he says, right, boys, you guys can fight it out for the minor placings. You guys can fight it out for starting spots in tonight's A-Main. I want to make sure that I've got myself a better starting spot than all you guys, as we've got 1/3 of the race distance is complete. Your top 6 at this stage: Chase Wolf, Joseph Grady, Chad Griggs, Brad Waite, Jesse Dacus, Craig Pfeiffer. Then you go back to Stephen Fernberg on the outside looking in, followed by James Haas, Sam Milliken and Graham Nucky. Griggs looking to close in right now on the back of the 518 machine of Joseph Grandy. Your leader is Chase Wolf. He's got a 1.5, 1.6 second advantage right now over Joseph Grandy. And we're closing in on the halfway stage of B-Main number 2. We've already completed the 3 heat races. Grandy 1.3 seconds away. Look at the last lap times between your top 3 drivers, and well, Joseph Grandy was the quickest car with a 14.446. That was in fact his quickest lap of this B main. Greg still looking to hold on to a position inside of the transfer bubble. So far he's got it. He's comfortably in 3rd position, although Dacus just put a move on him in turn number in 1 and 2. And now, speaking of the transfer spot, Brad Wade, Steven Fernberg, look out, here comes the 29 car of Fernberg. We'll have 4 to run as your race leader makes his way down the front straight away to start lap number 12. Fernberg and Wade. Who will it be? Wade's still got it at the moment. Fernberg swept up around the outside, and Steven Fernberg puts himself in a battle and the transfer position to lock himself into the 30-lap main event tonight with 21 cars getting set to do battle. The final 6 drivers will come from this second B main, as we've already locked in 15 drivers from 3 heats and 1 B main already. A lap and a half to run for your race leader. The 14 car of Chase Wolf. White flag is out, 4 left-hand turns. Just keeping the car nice and straight up on the top side of the racetrack. 3 and 4 for the final time, and we are done. Done with your second B main of the night. So with the warm-up session slated right now for 5 minutes, we'll go ahead, quickly take a look at your results for B main number 2. There it is. Chase Wolf gets the win over Joseph Grandy. Chad Griggs will be your top 3. Craig Piper, Steven Fernberg, your top 5. Daka 6. Wade will miss out, unfortunately, along with Haas, Milliken and Nucky, your top 10 drivers. We'll take this opportunity right now to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Come back with your main event. You're watching the American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars, presented by A&J Custom Creations, live on Ultimate Dirt TV, live across Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. We'll be back in just a few moments' time.
In this iRacing how-to, we will cover optimizing your PC and monitor settings in order to optimize iRacing's performance. Start by installing Windows operating system updates, including optional updates for your hardware. You will also need to perform a clean install of the latest GPU drivers available. Your graphics card provider should be contacted directly if you have any further questions or issues with their products. iRacing is not affiliated with any of the following websites. Depending on which graphics card you have, you'll have to visit either NVIDIA or AMD's support site. For NVIDIA graphics cards, go to the Drivers tab and select the card that you are using from the drop-down list. Click Next and Download to install the drivers. You can also download GPU drivers from NVIDIA's GeForce Experience software. To do so, open GeForce Experience and click the Drivers tab. GeForce Experience automatically detects what graphics card you have installed. Click Download to install the drivers. Next, navigate to your Windows settings and then System, Display, and Advanced Display. Confirm that your desired monitor or monitors is listed. If you are running more than one monitor in Sim, confirm that each monitor's refresh rate and dimensions are the same. Vertical Sync, or VSync, forces the frame rate to lock your monitor's refresh rate. By disabling this option, you will notice increased frame rates in Sim beyond your monitor's refresh rate. To do this, right-click on your desktop to open your NVIDIA control panel. Then, click on the Manage 3D Settings tab. Under the Global Settings tab, scroll down to Vertical Sync, turn it off, and click Apply. You can also turn off Vertical Sync by choosing iRacing Motorsport Simulator.exe in the Program Settings tab. Some additional issues have been reported when NVIDIA PhysX processor is set to auto-select. This is most common on laptops. To manually set the PhysX processor, go to the Configure Surround PhysX tab in your NVIDIA control panel and select your graphics card from the drop-down list. For AMD graphics cards, go to the Drivers section under the Radeon Graphics tab. Here, select the card you are using from the drop-down lists. Then, pick the version of Windows you are running and download the AMD software package by clicking Download. You can also download GPU drivers from AMD's Auto Detect and Install software, which you can find linked at this site. After your graphics install, let's go over the iRacing application itself. Launch the iRacing UI and confirm that the iRacing Documents folder is installed correctly. To properly work, the iRacing Documents folder must be at the location of C drive, Users, your username, Documents, iRacing. The iRacing Documents folder is where your replays, paint schemes, setups, and other configuration files are saved. We strongly recommend not backing up or redirecting your iRacing Documents folder to Microsoft's OneDrive system to ensure your files stay intact. This is separate from your iRacing installation directory.
And we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV, your coverage of the American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars. Round number 4 here tonight from the Eldora Speedway. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call as we get set to take a look at your 21 starters in tonight's main event. Here is your starting lineup. To the front row on the pole position in car number 21H, it's John Helms. To the outside of the front row, car number 50 machine, Clayton Davies will start position number 2. Position number 3 with the 5 car of Ashton Miller. From 4 in car number 5J, it's JP Scheiterer. From position number 5 in car number 47, it's Jason Randolph. To the outside, car number 24, Josh Whiteman from position number 6. Position number 7 in car number 6, it's Scott Thomason. To the outside from 8, car number 57, Craig Dunn. Position number 9 in car 11 will be Kenny Hoffman. From 10, the 14 of Dylan Berg. From position number 11, car number 14, Chase Wolf. From 12, the 98 of Ryan Padgett. From 13, the 518 of Joseph Grandy. From 14, the 72 of Randy Fritsch. From 15, the 27 of Chad Griggs. From 16, car 7, Craig Silby. From 17, the 32 of Craig Pfeiffer. From 18, it's the 81T, Tanner Butler. From 19, the 29 of Stephen Fernberg. From 20th, it's the 214 of Stephen Lindo. And the last car on the grid in car 20, Jesse Dacus from position number 21. We are ready for a start from the Eldora Speedway. Round number 4, your American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars, presented by A&J Custom Creations. 30 laps on the board. Green flag goes up, the throttle goes down, we're underway. Main event will start 30 laps. Davies went immediately down to the inside into turn number 1 and 2. Maybe try and surprise the 21 car of John Helms. Davies thought about the big move down into 3 and 4. Now we've got no track reset. 3 wide down into 1. We go. It's a pair of fires and a 50 machine. Davies, Scheiterer and Miller. Davies good at protecting down into turn number 3. Meanwhile, it's the pair of fires going out of the 3rd and 4th position. Miller along with JP Scheiterer. Oh, upside down goes Clayton Davies. And we'll go yellow. JP Scheiterer caught up involved in that one. Just like that, well, it all comes unstuck for the 50 machine of Clayton Davies. we can get a bit different look at how all this one unfolded. Just see, he just jumped the cushion, got up onto the catch fence and just started flipping wildly. Luckily for Clayton, he had that car land on all fours, which means he will go back to the pits. Now, I'm not actually sure whether he actually took a tow on that one. Oh, he did. So he's actually had to take a tow. He was unable to drive that car back to the pits, and that's why you see the 50 car just sitting there missing the front wings. If he was able to, drive that car back to the pits, well, it's going to be a different story. Light still flashing on the iRacing.com pace truck. So we'll get ready to go back racing off. Turn number 4. Field double up in the rows of 2x2 once again. John Helms going to lead the field once again off turn number 4. 3 down, 27 to go. 4 wide for the race lead. Oh, Hoffman! Hoffman misses the front wing, the front end out of that car. And yellow very quickly. Hoffman goes down to the inside. Look at that. There's the left rear there of Ashton Miller. Kenny Hoffman in the right front of that 11 car. Just make a bit of contact. And seeing as how the yellow does come out, he's able to drive that car back to the pits. And now what's probably going to be the good thing there for the 50 machine, although he's going to be technically a lap down as well, he's back on the racetrack. Davies does make it back onto the racing surface. So our field once again. Doubled up and ready to go back racing off turn 4. So John Helms again for the 3rd time here on in this main event start. The restart is in. The driver of the 21-8, so just like that, he leaves everybody in their wake, leaving and clutching more, clutching straws. 3 wide, Miller right back through the middle, Wyman to the top side. Meanwhile, Craig Dunn, Jason Randolph will go side by side down into the 3rd and 4th turn. Meanwhile, Miller slide it from the bottom to the top in front of Josh Wyman. Wyman will go from the top to the middle. Miller, heavy taste of the concrete wall on the midway point of the back straightaway. Don Randolph, Dylan Berg, Scott Thomason. Thomason took out the Quick Time Award tonight. For finishing, oh boy, Chad Griggs really just eating up the 6 car there of Thomason. So I believe that may have been for Stephen Lindo in the 214 car. There is the 11 of Hoffman. And 50 of Davies. No shortage of World Championship experience right there, but for those two guys competing in the iRacing World of Outlaws Thrustmaster World Championships on Monday nights. Lights are out, and we go single file restart. 7 down, 23 to go. Who will take out round number 4? The first 2 rounds was taken out by Ryan Villa. I'm just trying to think who won last week. I want to say it was Josh Whiteman. Let's do some investigating, shall we? Covered league races since last Friday night. And it was Josh Wyman. Yeah, there you go. I am good at something. There we go, back to green. Boy, look at Whiteman looking to double up on last week's feature win, looking to go back to back, much like what Ryan Villa had done in the opening 2 weeks of the season. But could we see a third different feature winner in the past 3 weeks of competition? Craig Dunn, Jason Randolph, Dylan Berg after having to run the B main, Scott Thomason. Then you go back to the 14 car of Chase Wolf. Dunn, oh boy, look out. Craig Dunn in the 57 car, just seen it getting all crossed up there in the middle of 1 and 2. Yellow is out with 20 to go. I don't know why it says 21. You think that I'm well, can't count or can't see. No, because once we go back green, there's going to be 20 to go. So Ryan Paget in the 98 car. Randy gets him. Make sure there was nothing else. No. It certainly was the 98 of Ryan Paget. Back live. So I wonder. So looking at this, point standings coming into tonight. Ryan Villa still your points leader. Jesse Dacus, Joseph Grandy, Christopher Schaefer, Ashton Mealy your top 5. All right, back to green, and we're back underway. Main event time once again, 10 down and 20 to go for John Helms. Whiteman, Craig Dunn, a little slow there on the exit of turn number 2. He'll go back and get shuffled back to position number 5. 20 car Dacus comes up into the left rear there, or the left front I should say, of Thomason. Now Silby comes to the inside of the 20 car. Meanwhile, Chase Wolf around the outside. Randolph coming after the 57 of Craig Dunn. Meanwhile, Wyman closing in on your race leader right now. And Wyman, if he can get close enough to the back of the 21 car of John Helms, boy, you've got to think of when the trigger does get pulled to go for the slider. It needs to be in 3-4. And I'm sure Wyman knows that, as does John Helms. Helms doing enough for the moment to still keep a 2 to 3 tenth of a second gap between himself and the 24 car of Josh Whiteman. Meanwhile, Miller still runs up in third position. Craig Dunn in fourth. Jason Randolph going to round out your top 5. Then you go back to Dylan Berg in sixth position. So there's probably 2, 3, 4 tenths of a second between the first 6 cars. First and second, then you go back to third and fourth, and then fourth and fifth. We're officially halfway home, 15 down, 15 to run. It's still quarter of a second gap right now for John Helms, although looking at that lap, we're going to say Josh Wyman looked a little quicker and more so by half a tenth, so he's closed in right now, and that right there was Josh Wyman's fastest lap of the race with a 14.607. See if we can go a little quicker here on this lap. No, Helms just a little quicker by 0.015, so just under 2/100ths of a second. Meanwhile, Miller still runs in position number 3. There's a lot of these drivers that are spread out. We'll keep focused on the race leader and the runner-up driver at the moment. You can still see there is only 2 tenths of a second, a 14.558 and a 14.577. Whiteman, the quicker there of those 2 cars on the previous lap, and he's got him by half a tenth again. So the last 2 laps, he's picked up a tenth of a second. Helms is really going to have to get up on the wheel here in the remaining 10 laps of this one. Whiteman cut down line off turn number 4. Quicker again by 0.014 of a second. And now Helms is going to start to feel the pressure from the 24 car of Josh Whiteman. Whiteman has already visited victory lane this season, and that came at the Knoxville Raceway last week, and now here he comes again. The big half-mile racetracks. Josh Whiteman looking to continue the momentum that he had from last week to go to victory lane, to put it up on the top step of the podium here at Eldora Speedway, but Helms wants to put his name into the history books here tonight. Helms picked himself up half a tenth of a second, breathing room to back out to 3 tenths of a second. So the last 4 and 5 laps of what Josh Whiteman was able to accomplish to run down John Helms, it's pretty much been given away over the last 2 laps, because a tenth of a second goes John Helms quicker on the previous with 6 to run at the line. Helms can really he can already taste victory lane. He's got one hand on the round win trophy. He's just got to put 5.5 solid laps together, and it's not going to matter. Randy Fritsch around. And that was Craig Piper, who was the slower car there that Fritsch got into the back of. In fact, sorry, I shouldn't say slower car, because, well, he got into the concrete wall. Fritsch goes around, does the 360. He's missing the front wing, but of course, like we've seen so far, these drivers, they will have one quick repair, which means they can go in, get their cars fixed, come back out onto the racetrack, and, well, it fixes everything but the tyres. So 5 to go, and you would think that should be enough. That should be enough for John Helms. To get the win. Again, it is not over. Not until we see that checkered flag wave. All right, once again, single file restart. Can we see Helms hold on? Time will tell. 2.5 miles. 5 laps. The 21 car can smell victory lane as he drives past it on the front straightaway. Green flag is back out here at the Eldora Speedway. And what is this going to do for the minor placings right now? And will it change anyone inside the top 5? Craig Dunn goes to the inside of 3 or 4. Meanwhile, the 20 car from 21st, and he's making a challenge for the top 5. So he certainly passed a whole lot of cars watching Aston Miller right now. And there goes Jason Randolph in the 4th position in car number 47. 3 to run. Kenny Hoffman as well, after being involved in an incident earlier in the night. He's now made his way back to position number 6 in that 11 car. Boy, it has certainly got some speed. The Nitro Circus Next Level Racing. Number 11 machine is coming after a top 5. 2 to run. Meanwhile, Hoffman goes 1-2 for the price of 1 contact there with the 47 car of Jason Randolph. Meanwhile, White Flag is out. He has driven the perfect he's driven the perfect 29 laps. Can he put one more lap together? Back straight away for the final time. Round number 4 of the American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars presented by A&J Custom Creations. John Helms is going to be victorious. Second will go to Josh Wyman. Ashton Neal will round out the podium. Dacus and Hoffman, Kenny Hoffman to come home in position number 5. And what a way to wrap up what is round number 4 here from the Eldora Speedway. Let's take a look at your feature race results. John Helms will go to victory lane for the first time this season. Josh Whiteman to back up a win last week comes home in the runner-up position. Ashton Miller 3rd. Jesse Dacus from 21st to 4th. Kenny Hoffman rounds out your top 5. Jason Randolph, Craig Dunn, Chase Wolf, Craig Sylvie and Joseph Grady. That is your top 10. 11th through to 20th looks like this. Dylan Berg in 11th, Scott Thomas in 12th, Stephen Fernberg 13th, Chad Griggs 14th, 15th is Tanner Butler, Randy Fritsch in 16th, Craig Piper in 17th, and the last car on the lead lap, Clayton Davies in 18th, 19th was Ryan Padgett. JP Shadow rounds out your 20 cars with your 21st finisher or 21st starter. Stephen Lindo comes home in position number 21. Let's go trackside. We'll chat to your top 3 and we'll grab, I'll tell you what, let's grab 3rd place first here tonight in car number 5. It's Ashton Miller. Ashton, congratulations on this 3rd place finish here. So, boy, that was a tough race to watch those 2 guys go out in front like that. But late in that race, boy, I tell you what, you had to work for that one.
Yeah, those guys were definitely gone. If that caution didn't come out, I think they would have been 3 seconds ahead. I just couldn't figure out 1 and 2 tonight, but it was definitely a fun race still.
Track didn't get reset here tonight. We've seen previous times where, basically they put it back in the driver's hands on whether, it was going to get reset. There was a lot of drivers to vote no for the reset. How did you feel about that one?
I prefer not to reset. I like running these slick tracks. I think it just shows who's the best drivers and gives us a lot, more lanes often. So it's nice not having a tacky track where it's just follow the leader.
Right, we take a little break where we take next week off and then we'll come back December 1st at Lanier. How do you feel about going into Lanier for what is round number 5 of the series?
Oh, it's one of my worst tracks, so I will probably definitely be putting the laps in, especially during that off week. But we'll be back and try and give these guys hell and stop finishing 2nd and 3rd and try and get a win.
Well, I'm just saying, generally, people that say it's their worst tracks, they generally have good results. So, Ashton, wish you the best of luck in a couple of weeks' time for round number 5. But for tonight here at Eldora Speedway, round number 4, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 5 car for a 3rd place finish here tonight.
Yeah, first and foremost, got to thank Aiden Beerline for the awesome setups. CD Cinematography, Clayton does awesome work. Josh Whiteman with Finish Line Race Designs. This car wouldn't look as good without him. Victory Fuel, Mac Tools, and My Race Pass. And for you putting on the broadcast and always doing a great job.
Ashton, well done in 3rd place. We'll see you back in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Ashton Miller home in 3rd place tonight. Home in 2nd place tonight. It's the 24 car of Josh Whiteman. Well, Josh, a feature win last week at Knoxville. Now tonight here at Eldora, you find yourself with the runner-up finish. I got to say, maybe you didn't want that caution there at the end with 5 to go.
No, I didn't. I was in a really good groove there and felt like I had a good shot. I was just waiting for the right time. But second's still good, man. This was a tough field of cars, tough racetrack. It was really slick everywhere. You had to be around the top, but it was a fun race. No regrets.
Mate, there was a period of that middle part of the race where we had a good green flag run. Yourself and John were able to separate yourselves from the rest of the field. There was points where it looked like his car was just a little bit better than you would you'd be 2-3 tenths of a second. You'd close in on him, but then all of a sudden, again, with about, I think, 7 or 8 to go, you lost a couple of tenths of a second. Did you think when the yellow come out that, you had another shot at this one, or was that going to be pretty much, just hold on to position number 2 because of the restarts?
I felt like I was still gonna have a shot. I made a couple mistakes there in that last run. I got in the wall there coming off of 2 once, and I think that's what kind of ruined it for me. The last 2 laps, so I ran my 2 fastest laps of the race. So I definitely felt like I had the car to do it. Just too many mistakes at the wrong time on my part, but it's the way it goes sometimes.
Well, of course, with a break next week, you'll have another 2 weeks to put in some laps for what is round number 5 at Lanier. So we'll let you to get in preparation for that one back on December 1st. But Josh, well done on the second place finish here tonight. Before we let you go, of course, a lot of sponsors on this race car, no doubt a lot of people behind the scenes on this 24 car.
Absolutely, yes. Got to give a shout out to my team owner Scott over at Scott Thomason Racing again for just believing in me and giving me all the confidence in the world that I can have. Without him, I wouldn't be as good as I am, in my opinion. I got to thank all my customers who come to Finish Line Race Designs for paints to help me afford stuff. I just upgraded my computer and made it a little better, so that always helps. I got to thank Chad Griggs from Aces Up Sim Sports for supporting our team, and the rest of the guys over at STR. They're awesome to be around and race with, and it's a fun group to be around. And then got to thank Aiden Beerline and Alex Bergeron over at Team ABR for creating really awesome setups and helping our team out. And then thanks to Patrick for officiating tonight, and the guys at American Dirt, the guys of the American Dirt Series for providing an awesome race, and then you, Brett, for the broadcast.
Josh, well on a second place. We'll see you back in 2 weeks' time on December 1st.
Sounds good, buddy. Thank you.
Josh Whiteman home in second spot. Now we get to chat to your race winner here tonight. He's put 30 perfect laps together in car number 21. It's John Helms. John, congratulations on the victory here tonight. And boy, it all started with that heat race victory. You're able to lead all 30 laps of this one. Were you nervous there at the end with that final restart?
First off, long time no see, Brett. Long time no see. But we had a good one tonight. I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous. I got us a new headset here, so I really couldn't tell how far the cars were away from me. It sounded like Josh was on my butt the whole time, but I kept checking relative, and he was about half a tenth away, or half a second away. My apologies.
Coming to about 10 to go, there was you guys were going back and forth when it comes to lap times. You'd have a hundredth of a second, then it'd be a half a tenth, and then the next 2-3 laps he would be a tenth quicker, and it was just like watching a tennis match, although in sprint car racing. What we sort of watching the relative at that point of the race, because around here, you've got to be focused, because one little mistake, especially with how slick the track was, it's really treacherous up there, and one little mistake, basically, you could have done what Clayton Davies done earlier on in the night, late in that race.
Yeah, I was just trying to watch how the lines changed with this new update. So it's way different. Lines are changing pretty much every lap or every couple laps. So you got to really keep an eye out on it. And I was hoping that top would come in. We tried to hit the cut down. We gained a little bit. And then right at the end, the caution came out, and then 3 and 4 through it's like a little middle slider. It just came in, and we pretty much walked away from there.
What was going through your mind there, coming to the green there with 5 to run?
I was just hoping this guy wouldn't slide me. To be honest, I was hoping he wouldn't slide me. Because if he did, it would have just been a slider battle to the end, and then just whoever gets that cut down out of 4 wins, pretty much.
Well, you put 30 perfect laps together here tonight in round number 4 of the American Dirt Series presented by A&J Custom Creations here from the Eldora Speedway. John, congratulations on this victory. Before we let you go, a lot of sponsors on this car, no doubt, a lot of people behind the scenes that make this possible for you in the 21H car to get around.
First off, I'd like to thank you for broadcasting and American Dirt Series for putting this race on. Much appreciated. I'd like to thank everybody in the Discord, Bandits Custom Graphics, Cure Speed Shop, and that's pretty much it right there.
John, well done on the win. We'll see you back in 2 weeks' time for Lanier National Speedway on December 1st. We go from a half mile to a 3.38 mile racetrack. John, well done on the win. We'll see you back in 2 weeks' time, buddy.
Take it easy, Brett.
There we go. John Helms, your winner here tonight from the Eldora Speedway for round number 4 of the American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars, presented by A&J Custom Creations. Again, like I said, week number 4 is done. Next week, we are off and we come back on December 1, December 2 for the Australian and New Zealand people. But Friday night, December 1st, Lanier National Speedway, 10 o'clock Eastern is when the session will go. We'll go qualifying at 10:25 Eastern for round number 5. And then we go to Volusia Speedway Park, Lernerville, Williams Grove, Port Royal, and then Charlotte on January 5th. 2024 to wrap up a 10-week series. One drop week so far. After 4 weeks, we have had 3 different winners, and Jesse Dacus leads the points over Ashton Miller, Joseph Grandy, Ryan Navilla, and John Helms to make up your top 5. How that will change over the next 5 or 6 weeks of competition, well, I guess you'll have to wait and see. Wait, come back, watch, and find out who will be victorious here from the American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars, all thanks to A&J Custom Creations. But for now, here at Eldora Speedway, we say farewell, good night, congratulations to John Helms.